We've made it to the end. So we are finally at E for sheep. Are you guys ready? Hi folks, Aisha here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Alright, so E is for experiences, and God uses our experiences to mold us. Now, Rick Ryan mentioned 6 experiences that we should pay keen attention to as we try to figure out what a shape is, and these are our family experiences, our educational experiences, our vocational experiences, spiritual experiences, ministry experiences, and painful experiences. That's a lot. So he would have asked some basic questions, and the first one in terms of family experiences, he says, "What did you learn growing up in your family?" So ponder on that a bit. What are some of the family values that you would have learned growing up in your family? Not everyone has the same kind of family setting. Some person's family structure might be different. They might not have the quote unquote ideal situation, um, but there is something to learn. Best believe there is something to learn. It could be a lesson of what you can do or what are some things you want to do with your own family, or it could be a case of what not to do. Like, I won't be doing that. At the end of the day, you're still learning. So you're either learning what you will do or what you won't do. The next thing is our educational experience. What were your favorite subjects in school? And based on that, that's how I know a lot of persons decide on their careers and what streaming and all that they're gonna go into, and basically their future. And sadly, though, sometimes some children are kind of forced into a particular stream or particular to like a subject that they're really not passionate about. And eventually, you'll find that that person is no longer going to do that particular career because it just wasn't where their heart was. And they're going to switch to what they wanted to do. They may have to go back to school to learn that, and that is fine. They make it, no worries. The next thing is our vocational experience. What jobs have you been most effective in and enjoy the most? Think about your job experience, your work experiences. If not work, maybe internships. If not internships, maybe a work study, apprenticeship. What did you enjoy the most? Next thing is your spiritual experience. What have been your most meaningful time with God? That's a big one. Have you been spending any time with God? Because I mean, you can't have a meaningful time if you haven't been spending any time, period. So, God watching you. So be sure that you're actually spending time with God so that you can actually have meaningful time with God. And sometimes, maybe your most meaningful time with God is going to church every Sunday. I don't know, but just don't limit worshiping God or reading the Bible to Sunday. It's not gonna help you in your Christian walk and your growth at all. Ministry experience. How have you served God in the past? Have you been a part of track sharing, evangelism, There's so many aspects of ministry. There's so many. Like, it's not limited. I don't think it is. And the last one is your painful experiences. What problems, hurt, thorns, and trials have you learned from? And what Vikram mentioned is that you might be surprised, but a lot of times our most powerful ministry comes from hurt. Um, and I would think it's because one, it makes you a bit more relatable. Everybody doesn't want to hear about a perfect person, a person that never faced any challenges, because they'll just feel alone in this. So a lot of times God allows us to experience hurt so that we can bless others, so that we can share our testimonies, and so that it encourages others to keep the faith, keep trusting Him, because He is in control of everything. And I can tell you, I have faced quite a few trials, and I probably share them with you as I continue to grow this YouTube platform. And I trust that it will really and truly encourage and be a blessing to you. Because even as I was going through my own trials, there were persons sharing their own trials, and it did help me to cope with what I was going through. And at the end of it, I learned that I just felt more at peace or confident in knowing that I'm going through this, because just like how they would have shared a testimony and encouraged me, I'll be able to in future share my testimony and encourage others. And Require mentioned that for God to use your painful experience, you're gonna have to share it. You can't hide it. Because if you hide it, who can know? And what benefit will how will that benefit others? It's really not. So you have to stop covering it up, and you must honestly admit your faults, failures, and fears. Doing this will probably be your most effective ministry. That's powerful. And basically, it ends with using your ship is the secret for fruitfulness and fulfillment in your ministry. So I trust that you guys would have enjoyed this very short, maybe I can call it a series on shape. We would have looked at our spiritual gifts, we would have looked at our heart, we would have looked at our abilities, our personality, and lastly, our experiences. And I pray that you will in turn take an opportunity to unbox your God given purpose and discover your shape. So I want to say thank you guys for joining me for today's video. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And I will see you guys in my next video.